So I found out something really cool, and it's to do with my coping mechanism book. I have actually found that, and I will be doing a video very very shortly about my coping mechanism book. Um, but basically, what I've realised is that when it comes to doing tasks, the things I find really important is actually the result for me. The thing that makes the difference is the result of the task. The task I find really boring. My autistic brain, it wants more than just to do this task. It doesn't want to do boring tasks. I don't know if that's slightly ADHD, maybe, I'm not sure, but my brain doesn't enjoy the kind of boring tasks, everyday things that you have to do. It wants to be exciting, it wants to be new, it wants to be learning something. It's like my brain is like a sponge. It just wants to learn. Just like research and learn, new things. And that's where my brain is. It thrives on learning, absolutely loves to learn. So this is what I've realized. I've got to trick my brain by saying, what is the result you want from the task that you're about to do? It might be a boring task. It might be something like folding your clothes. It might be, having a shower. I do that every day, though, every other day. It's a bit boring. It is boring, but how can you make it exciting? And how can you remind yourself why you're doing it? Because the thing that I find is that sometimes alcohol can be more exciting for me. Eating kind of like having a takeaway, something like that, doing something new. Those kind of things can kind of stimulate my brain and make me excited about doing the task. But sometimes when it comes to the stuff that really is good for me and good for my mental health, I don't want to do it because it's like mundane, you know? So I have to remind myself, because there's lots of things that I like that are predictable, but I also like unpredictable. So I'm trying to tell myself this one thing, which is, don't look at the task. Ask yourself what will excite you about the result of the task. Because I can tell you that I'm not a big fan of showering or making myself get in the shower, but I'm a huge fan of the feeling when I come out of the shower. I'm not a big fan of folding my clothes, but I'm a huge fan of looking and seeing all the neat, tidy clothes in my cupboard. I'm not a huge fan of washing my bed sheets, but I love the feeling once a week when I wash my bed sheets and they smell gorgeous, and the feeling of sleeping in a clean bed. I think what I've got to remind my brain before I do a task, before I do any task, is what is the result you're looking for? Because I feel like that will trick into believing that it's actually going to be fun. Because my brain doesn't want to do it. Doesn't want to do those things. It wants to, no, let's go over here and, do something, that you're interested in, hyperfixate on something that you want to hyperfixate on. And I'm like, yeah, but if I hyperfixate on, something I love all day, the basics are not going to get done. So I have to be really careful with my brain and make sure that I find ways to get around it. And this is one thing that I found today, and I thought of today, and I thought today, yes, give yourself the reason why you'll enjoy it at the end. Don't look for the actual task itself, look for the result, and be excited about the result, not the task. I'm going to give that a go.